Bruins win 3-2 against the Edmonton Oilers at Rogers Place. It's in honestly what I would consider a win that was not 100% convincing, but was 100% necessary. Welcome back to Into the Den. I'm your host, Jay Freeman, and this game was honestly kind of this game was honestly really fun to watch, but it was kind of frustrating. From literally the start of puck drop, it was just notable that it was just hilarious the fact that Darnell Nurse immediately ices it, like face off happens, and then 4 seconds later a whistle calls for icing. Just how does that happen? But the Bruins looked outmatched at times. They looked confident. They looked really confident at times. It was definitely a game against the Edmonton Oilers. And especially, but on the first penalty that they were given when Draisaitl got 2 in the box for tripping, and I thought this team does not look prepared at all. Well, they couldn't generate any sort of momentum, and they were they weren't able to generate any momentum. It's even when and Zach Hyman also took a penalty for tripping for hooking, and so that gave them like 3 minutes 45 seconds of continuous penalty of continuous power play, including 15 seconds of 5-on-3, and they could not. And during that entire 3-minute 45 exchange, they got 1 shot on goal. But later on, Foligno got 2 in the box after trying to beat the ever-loving shit out of Zach Hyman and for pushing him into the boards, but in the numbers, which I will say again, Nick Foligno is entirely on this team to take dumb penalties and not score a single goal. Like I hate to what is it? Earlier on in the game, that Jack Edwards was joking about how Oliver Ekman-Larsson was a healthy scratch last night against Vancouver. He's being paid $8.25 million. And we are paying Foligno 3.8 for the next 2 years on a no movement clause, and so far he has not scored a single goal all season. And just to put it in even worse perspective, if the three of the biggest names in free agency that the Bruins let go, all of them have scored. Sean Corrali, he's been doing pretty damn good for the Blue Jackets. It's bottom line, bottom 6. He's got 5 goals on the season so far. Nick Ritchie, he just last game, not tonight's game against Tampa, but the previous game, I think it was against, I forget who it was against. I think it was, but anyway, the previous game against, in the most recent game that wasn't tonight, he finally scored. And then Andre Kasha, to put it in perspective how bad the Bruins free agency signings have been, and Andre Kasha tonight scored 2 goals, and with that, it gave him 8 on the season, which means Andre Kasha currently has more goals than every single than this season than in the Bruins free agency pickups combined. And I can count it out. Kasha has 8. And let's see. Derek Forbert has 4. Thomas Nosek has 2. That's 6. Eric Halla has 1. That's 7. Foligno has 0. That's still 7. And that's pretty much all the Bruins have gotten, except for Swayman, except for Ullmark. But Ullmark is a goalie, and this doesn't count re-signings. This is strictly free agency pickups. But still, just I feel like this is just more evidence that the Bruins need to fire Don Sweeney. But I am getting way far off of topic. Foligno's penalty. Marchand gets a beautiful saucer pass from Bergeron during this, and it puts him behind Edmonton's defense. And hey, last game again, the game against Tampa, we gave up a shorthanded goal. Time to get one back. Marchand puts it in for this 32nd career shorthand goal. And with that saucer pass, Bergeron, and that's his 553rd assist with the Bruins, and tying Phil Esposito for 4th all time for the Bruins, which awesome. I like. I know my dad goes on about how much he loves Phil, how much and she loved watching Phil Esposito. Back when he was a kid, and I was like, damn, we got one now. But Bruins the Bruins got outshot the entire game. There was like the first 10 minutes in the first period where they had more shots than the Oilers, and then never again. And also literally 10 seconds into the second period, literally the worst cross-checking call I have ever seen happens. And I know it was for the Bruins, but still, Draisaitl got 2 in the box for cross-checking Brad Marchand when literally it was Marchand skating, swooping out in front of Draisaitl, and Draisaitl just barely just boop, and he got 2 minutes for cross-checking. It was such a garbage penalty, and it's like, yeah, the league is definitely cracking down on it, but this is not. But that was not a penalty. But it results in DeBrusk with 8 seconds left in the penalty, Bard downing it to put the Bruins up 2-0. And this is when I asked, does this increase his trade value? Because ever since he requested a trade, the kid's been doing pretty damn well. I hope. But a little bit later on, Eric Halla gets 2 on the box for holding, and the Oilers do what they do best on power play: tic-tac-toe. Draisaitl is right there near the face, right there at the face-off circles. Pasta's spot, like right in between, like the goal side of the face-off circle and the face-off dot on the right side of the ice. That's basically the same thing for Draisaitl, but on the left. And goddamn, they got him once, and they got him twice. The first one I'm not really too mad at because it's Draisaitl. The second one that happened in the third period, I am very mad at because during Coyle's 2. Because Swall Coyle had 2 in the box for tripping in the third period, and Draisaitl was wide ass open, like so much freaking real estate, like freaking Stan Kroenke buying up the entirety of Wagner Ranch in Texas. Real estate right there. Put your feet up, grab a drink, and read a book for the next 10 minutes, because that's how much time you had to score, and god damn it, Draisaitl did it. But eventually, but that would be the last time Edmonton scores. Taylor Hall at one point got a really good stop on a breakaway, but he like did this at it, and it tripped up the Oilers, and it tripped up the Oilers guy. I think it was either Puyo Harvey or McDavid. I forget, but he trips him up, and I was like, oh my god, that should have been a tripping call, and no tripping call. I was like, I didn't expect the refs to be on the side of Boston. I didn't expect the refs to like Boston. Usually the refs are biased towards the home team, but still. Well, during the final five, Grizzly got a beautiful snipe at the blue line, and after the Bruins got something like 4 shots on goal and one in just a minute and a half or something like that, and that would ice the game to put the Bruins up 3-2. Well, Edmonton pulled Stuart Skinner, and Linus Ullmark event would go on to have a season high 41 saves for tonight, but that would be the end of the game. And again, the Bruins played the Bruins. It was not a convincing win, but it definitely was a necessary win. It definitely felt like the Bruins were outmatched at some point. But I mean, the Oilers were third in the Pacific. I'm just confused as to how we went from losing to last place in the Pacific division in Vancouver to the very next night with the going against a top 3 team in that division with that has a pair of teammates that are the best in the entire, that are quite possibly the best in the entire league right now. How we went from losing against Vancouver to winning against freaking Edmonton, and also part of me was kind of laughing like, god damn, Draisaitl got 2 goals on us in both games he played against us this year. But I think that is it for tonight's episode of Into the Den. Thank you all so much for listening. Click like, click subscribe if you really liked it. Down below is still the what is it, the GoFundMe for Jake Thibault to help with his paralysis recovery. And I don't know if you want to tell your friends, but I guess the snow is clearing, so maybe it was the snow that had us have bad luck or some shit like that. I don't know.